good evening. My name is Lydia Melgarejo, and I'm gonna answer the questions about first is Henry the Eighth, how he failed to be a true leader. So he failed to be a true leader after reading that implementing effective ethics standards in government and civil service. First, it was fairness. So he didn't act fair at all. He was not, he didn't respect the rights of others, especially of Thomas. He was actually kind of like forceful because he wanted to get that annulment for his marriage. So he was not fair at all. Um, Also, the transparency, because he had a power, he should be accountable for decisions, and then they need to justify their actions. But instead, he actually was not being transparent. He was actually lying and hiding, and actually put in false. Um, he was talking about falsely about Thomas. So, and then also is legitimacy, and that's the exercise power. So he it wasn't impartial. Um, so meaning he had the power to do the right thing, but he was impartial with Thomas. He wanted his way, so he failed um, to be um, to do the things right, to have a loyal, to have he was actually lying through the whole process of this accusation, um, because he just he, like I said, he just won the annulment for his marriage, and he didn't care if he was hurting, if he was lying, if he was falsely accusing Thomas so he can get his benefits, uh, damaging his Thomas' reputation. So he's not a good example of a good leader. So he failed to be a true leader. On the other hand, Thomas, he demonstrated being a good servant because his integrity. He was the man that would say something and do something. So if he was not approving this annulment because of his belief, because of his values. He didn't change it for money. When he was threatened, he was not changing his um what he believed was. He did not change it. He's also trustworthy. He was actually very loyal to King Henry. He even gave him advice and stuff, but King Henry didn't want to hear nobody's advice. He just wanted things to be done his way. And he took responsibility, Thomas. He cared, he had respect, he had courtesy. He didn't accuse nobody. He was asked a question. He didn't agree that that Henry should be the head of the church, because all he wanted to do was, like I said, the annulment of his marriage. That's all he cared about. He actually was not interested in the church itself. He was just so on the other hand, Thomas really did care. He was involved with the church, but he was threatened by Henry, and he was actually falsely accused. And then the last question, ask about two examples of poor civil leadership in current right now, in current events. So I put human resource management reform, and then it's unfortunately right now the salary is not where it should be. I think it's unfair. The economy right now is, everything is high. Groceries, economy itself is very high, but the salaries are not. And I'm not even talking about minimum wage. I'm talking about professionals. I think they should also be have a great a salary that they can survive on. And then also the right to procedural fairness. So, law protection, the right to a hearing before any decisions, uh, and, the right uh, to a decision that is free from bias or an appear bias. the reason I said that is because of the current situation that is happening with ICE. So, sometimes it's not a fair decision. Sometimes, you're walking down the street and you look a certain type of way and you get pulled over, you get asked questions. So it's not something that is fair. I feel that, you know, if we all look a certain way, doesn't mean that we could be all illegal documents. So, um, but yeah, so I think those are the two that I chose. Thank you.